Most wicked people that ever walked the earth. So you have to know what time we're in. What time we're in.
Keep doing it. Motherfucker, you gotta have a turkey. Praise the Lord.
So I'm bringing out this word, but you got demons around the corner that don't want to hear it. You know? And the brothers just say, hey, keep doing what you're doing, brother. I mean, I'll take it with a grain of salt, bro. Este es Malaquías 1 y 4. Si los edomitas, descendientes de Su, dijeran, o sea, si decían, hemos sido destruidos, pero reconstruiremos nuestra nación. Y Yahweh Todopoderoso responderá, ellos reconstruirán, pero yo lo destruiré otra vez. Su país será llamado país de maldad. ¿Qué pasó?
¿Esta bolita?
¿Qué pasó?
¿Me la de hacer?
¿Cuál es esta? ¿Esta estatua? Está en Nueva York.
¿Qué me regalas?
No, no lo
¿Me
estoy.
regalas eso de Dios?
No, estoy enseñando a la gente.
Estás estudiando, ok, estás estudiando, ok.
Sí, sí, estoy proclamando. Sí.
¿Un poquito ahí?
¿Cómo?
¿Un poquito ahí?
Estoy leyendo la
No, yo no quiero nada, yo me voy. Me voy, quédalo, yo me voy.
Este es Malaquías 1 y 4. Si los edomitas, descendientes de Su, hemos sido. ¿Qué pasó?
Todo bien.
Órale. No, este es mi. Lo estoy usando aquí para marcar donde tengo que ir. Hermano, lo estoy usando. ¿Cómo te la puedo regalar? La ocupo.
El marcador puede regalar.
Pero lo ocupo para marcar. ¿Cómo te voy a dar lo que necesito?
Pues,
Si te diera dos, te diera uno, hermano.
Pues dame algo, pues, por lo menos.
¿Pero qué? Te estoy dando la palabra, hermano.
Pues, si tienes dos plumas.
No es pluma, este es marcador y este es para marcar. Hermano,
¿Qué vamos a ver entonces?
la estoy dando la palabra, hermano. Esta palabra es más importante que nada. Hermano, esta es la palabra. Mira, ¿de qué tribu eres tú?
Ey, no empaté eso.
¿De qué tribu eres tú, hermano? ¿De qué tribu eres tú?
Todo va a ser bien, nada va a quitar la cara de Dios.
¿De qué tribu? Hermano, deja ahí, por favor. ¿De qué tribu eres tú, hermano? Hermano, ¿de qué tribu eres tú?
Yo soy el tercero de los caídos.
Pero, hermano,
Soy hijo de Dios.
¿qué?
¿Y tú de dónde eres? ¿De cuál Dios?
El Dios de Israel.
¿De cuál de Israel?
Ahí nomás un Dios de Israel, hermano. Dios de Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
¿Cuál sabe que me dice mi?
No, hebreo, es hebreo.
¿Cuál es Abribri?
No, ese es hebreo.
¿Cuál es Brari?
No, que ese es su nombre.
Soy
Ese es el nombre del
el
Señor.
segundo.
Ese es el nombre del Señor. El Dios de Israel, hermano.
Y a la verga, güey.
There's demons. So you gotta be on your guard out here because these people are just waiting for you to slip up. Malaquías 1 y 4. Hey, what's up, brother? Yeah, thank you.
Praise the Lord.
Hey, no problem.
Don't ever stop preaching.
Hey.
You guys already preached away a witch.
Yeah. No, I saw.
There's preaching here every weekend.
I know. Demons are starting
They can't stand when God's here.
Hey, the word. The demons start going around us. The guy wanted to fight me right now. But yeah, man, I just got the book, you know. I've got no problem with anybody. Thanks for appreciate it, man. You always got to bring out the word, and that's what this place is going to change. There's no other place. This place is only getting worse and worse and worse. If these churches were actually telling the truth, do you think our people or anybody would be acting like they are? No. they stole this Bible. You have to understand that this Bible was stolen. Okay, because what happened? The Israelites were kicked out of Jerusalem in 70 AD. So what happened after that? Those people, prophecy went that they went into slavery to the four corners of the wind. Okay, so most of them ended up in Africa, which you would call West Africa at the time, and then the other 10 tribes, which is were taken into the Assyrian captivity. And after the Assyrian captivity, what happened? The Babylonians went against the Assyrians. That's when the 10 tribes got loose. They got away, and they got ships and sailed to this side of the world. See, a lot of people have heard this, but because they haven't read it in the Bible, they'll say, well, it's not in the Bible. It is in the Bible. But what happened? The Bible destruction. They came and they took away books that have already been around for thousands of years. They've been the Dead Sea Scrolls. They've been in all these, the Latin Vulgate. And then how do you think Christopher Columbus found the Americans? He used the Latin Vulgate, the Apocrypha. And he says so in his memoirs. I use Second Ezra. That's how he told them, look, there's 6 parts of the world. And we're only in Africa, Europe, and Asia. What about the other parts? And that's how they allowed him to go, because he used the Bible. He said, look, it's in here. It's the Word of God. He said, here we got, at that time, the Jews were already being what? Torturized. They were being the great, Inquisition was happening. That's why he had to leave, because he's one of those converts. So he had to leave on that day, specifically because they were what? Torturing the Jews, killing the Jews, and eventually they got exposed and shipped to Africa in the Congo. So when he came here, it's not the cover story is that, oh, he got lost. No, he didn't get lost. He knew exactly where he was going. Even the day before he hit land, a so-called UFO came out of the water and guided him to where he was going. So that's spiritual. It's in him. It's in his memoirs. They call them shields. Alexander Solomon as well. Shields. They call them. They have a French word. The Foo Fighters. That's French. And then they also call them the Elmo's Light.
Elmo's Fire.
The Elmo's Fire. Sorry, you're correct. And so they would call it that. They knew about it. They didn't know what it is, but they followed it and they went straight to the tribes, the Taínos. The Taínos. I don't know what lineage you go back to, bro. I don't know. You know?
Me?
Yeah, your father.
I'm Yaki and Yamakai.
Okay, brother. Okay. So you know who you are.
I'm Apache.
Okay, so you would go from the tribe of Gad, believe it or not. This is we all came here as 10 tribes. But what happened after years that we started warring against each other. The Gad was like the special forces of all of Israel. Them, Gad, Reuben, and half of the tribe of Manasseh. They were the buffer for all Israel. So they were always fighting. Why? You see the tactics of the natives? When the so-called white man came here with a musket, they couldn't compete. They were getting slaughtered because a man could hit 10 arrows in 1 minute. You can't reload. You can maybe reload 3 times in 1 minute. So the advantage was to the natives. And they could ride a horse like nobody, brother. Okay, we're all the tribes right now, and we're assembling back together. That's the prophecy. If you want me to read it, Ezekiel 37 and 12, that the Lord came white to bring the 12 tribes. But what happened was the tribes that were in Israel was only Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. The rest, remember, he said, I have sheep from another fold. That's talking about the rest of the 10 tribes. A lot of people think, oh, this is the Gentiles. Yeah, that's what they were being called. If you lose your heritage, let's say your parents die and you get shipped to another country, and you don't know who your parents were. You were like 6 months old, you don't know who they are, and you grow up in that country. Let's say France, and you just speak French, and that's who you are. 20 years later, come back to your uncle and says, hey man, my nephew, you belong to this. And he adopts you back to your heritage. Hey, your real language is Hebrew. Hey, your real people speak this. This is your home lineage. That's what happened to us. We're finding out these last days who we really are, because what happened in 1492, they came with lies. They came, like I said, the stolen Bible, their interpretation of the Bible, which is all wrong. That's why you have, I'm a Catholic, I'm a Christian, I'm a Baptist. There's only one way. How could there be 20 ways? If broad is the way and narrow is the way, then how much is there 4 billion Christians that can't be the way? You know what I mean? Narrow is, it tells you that to get to the kingdom of heaven is so narrow that only one man could pass it at one time. That's how narrow it is. So just like in the time of the Messiah, he was denied. He was denied. Why? Because he was bringing the truth, and people were indoctrinated. They believed what their elders, what their churches say. And that time they were saying, no, we have the power. We are the ones going to heal. But what he was doing was going against them, and everybody started following him, and they were afraid. If he comes and takes away what we got, we're afraid of position, money, wealth, the things of this world. That's when he said, you guys are of your father Satan, because they were not doing it. He's like, you're not the sons of Abraham. You're the sons of fucking Satan, because they were telling all the people to do this, the laws, which is correct, but they were not doing them. They were telling you got to wash your hands. That's a law. No, those are traditions of the elders. That's what the Messiah would say. Why do you tell the traditions of the elders to do? And like, that's not law. It's tradition. They were telling him, the Messiah, who obviously created these laws, he knows better than who? Nobody else. And that's why they were always confounding him. They always looked dumb when he was there. He was showing them, hey, no, this word is for what? The lost sheep of the hands of Israel. So what they did, when they stole this Bible, they opened up the door to everybody. Everybody could come in. Why? Because it's the greatest business you could ever have. When you have this, nobody can come against you. And you say, God told me. God said this. There was a pastor right now that he closed the doors. This is one of his ministries, big stores. He said he closed the doors. He said, I ain't letting nobody leave until we raise $40,000. $40,000? Are you crazy? What kind of institution?
That's called kidnapping.
Hey, I'm glad you know that. A lot of people don't know this, but that's what he did. And it's on TikTok and it's and everything. It's like, who the hell are you to hold me against my will? Even if I was in that church, I would be like, if I had to pay $1,000, which in these times it's hard times, man. Who has $1,000 to spare? Let alone, hey man, I got kids, I got a car, I got insurance, I have to pay for it. But this guy, I'm sure he's got all the money. He's got a nice car, he's got maybe a plane, and he's got a mansion, and he still needs more from you. No, it's sick, man. And that's what religion is. This Bible is our heritage. This is a history book of all our time, bro. So Gad is a very, let me bring that up, bro. Let me bring that up. I'll bring it up.
I gotta go right now.
All right, I'll just read it real quick before you got. I appreciate you coming about, brother, because I saw you pass by and I was just wondering, okay, I see this guy, bro. But you came back. I appreciate that.
Surrounded.
Oh yeah, I know, and I'm filming everything because a lot of people don't. I don't believe you. I don't see this. No, I'm gonna just read that one from your tribe, brother. Genesis 49. This is our forefather. Before he died, he called all his sons together, and this was going to be in the last thing, which is now the tribe. Judah, Zebulon, Dan, Gad. Highlight next time. So this is Genesis 49 and 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome you. What happened? The cavalier, the modern-day cavalry came and overtook the tribes eventually with the Gatling gun. Because they were holding their own until the Gatling gun was invented, and then they just slaughtered them. And then smallpox and all that stuff, right? Gad means a troop. When you were born, a troop was coming by, and that's what he named you, the troop. So Gad means a troop. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but shall overcome in the last. Brothers are we're gonna win. We're gonna overcome these people that took our land. I come from the Mexica tribe, you know, Mexico and all that stuff. Talked to the Navajo. Now that they said that there was one tribe, which is a serpent tribe, or something that went south. So we all have records hidden from the white man, because as soon as you show the white man something, he destroys it, he kills it. When they came here, we showed them we had scrolls in copper, which was the Old Testament. They went and tested it. This is Hebrew. They named this here. All their artifacts, Hebrew artifacts here, brother. Radio Hebrew, like in the area of like right in the Four Corners area, Navajo, Arizona, New Mexico, and that area, that's very spiritual place, because it told them that, I don't know if you've seen that rock called Prophecy Rock. Prophecy Rock, look it up. And it has a line, and it's thousands of years old. They never showed where they just took a picture and put a banner and started proclaiming it in the 70s. This is going to happen. But the prophecy's from like 18th century. But it first came out to the world around the 1940s. But they explained it in the 70s in the film. You can look it up, and they show it's like a little square. thousands of years old, specked out in the stone. So the bottom line is the white man's way, and the top is the native's way, which is the sons of Jacob. He said, look, Bahana will come, the white man will come, and he will have the rest of the book. But then his ways are not our ways. His ways is technology. He's separating us from the Father, from the Creator. He said we have to be grounded in the earth. We have to dance. We have to proclaim the Lord. We have to protect the trees, right? That's because our people were here thousands of years, and nothing was polluted. Everything was sacred to us, from the animals, to the trees, to the land, because the land is the woman. The land is the woman. And the Lord gave us all this land to proclaim. So when he came, he raped the land. He raped our people, the land. He destroyed everything. And it shows that our people wanted the goods that they had, the technology they had. So they start living as a white man. They start living, and they abandon their lifestyle. They're like, that's ancient stuff. We don't need it. I need a television. I need a plasma TV. I need a new car. What do people work for a brand new electric car? I want a Tesla. That's our people now. They're so far gone to this side, and that's why it says, and it shows World War I, World War II, and then it says World War III, the great war that will come, which it said that it's a big fire, like the book of Revelation. So it proclaims the same thing because our people have always been prophets as well. So know that our technology, everything is in the Bible, but just the white man perverted. If you want to get all Bible, get you a 1611 King James or the Apocrypha. It's like $30. All the books, all the books. Right now you'll have a King James that only has 66 books. Or you get a Catholic and they have most of it, there's still missing books. So King James 1611, or you can download it in the app.
Yeah, it's got all the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
The Book of Enoch, Book of Maccabees.
No. The Maccabees, Enoch is not part of that. That was added on. Now there is a Book of Enoch.
First and second Maccabees.
Yes.
It's got Bel and the Dragon, which is part of Daniel.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, but I'm glad you. Hey, thank you, brother, for coming by. Bringing the tribes together. So, hey, I'm glad you saw it in my spirit, and this brother showed up, the Gadite, the tribes, so he saw, and he saw the vibration. A lot of people don't have those spiritual eyes, bro. So I'm glad you came by. He saw there was more you could put his name. Yeah, and like I said, I'm always here all the time, Friday or Saturday. Come in and just
stop.
Yeah. No, it's not until Shiloh.
Stop preaching the word of God.
Yeah, because it's important. Remember, we're the children. We're the ones who are representatives of Him. We bow, but we're coming back. The Lord is lifting us up. Okay, because remember, we're those lively stones building the house of David. The house of David is all false Christ coming together once again, proclaiming the name of Yahweh. And that's what we were dancing here in the ancient days. If you look at the book, we were claiming Yahweh. That's what we were dancing for. Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah. These are famous books you can find from the 15th, 16th century. They were telling you, we were watching these people. They were saying these names, these true things. So that's what all the monks are. These other guys. What I'm doing, they stuck around pretty good guys. These are high water. Basic stuff. These are all the deep water. Got water in there. But these are the books we got. Just focus on that. Pray every day.
It's funny you mention sinking in water. All of these things that you see around you, all of these events, they're like waves. Yep. On a stormy ocean, they're big, huge waves, big, scary black waves. But don't focus on those. Focus on the guy walking on them.
Right?
Because if you take your eyes off of him, you're gonna sink.
Yeah, this is true.
Be well, brother.
All right, brother.
I'm Gabriel.
All right, hey, Gabriel, man. That's one of the name of the Hebrew name too, man. Hey, that could be an angel, brothers. I don't know. But he saw that I was being surrounded by these demons. That demon wanted to fight me, man. And I seen him around here before. And he's always drunk. He's got that I need to fight society. He's Northern Kingdom, and he was about to let loose. And his brother came and brought me a bottle of water. What does it say? You bring a cold water to the prophets, man. Hey, proclaim, because Yahweh Ba'ashim outside, the water. Because I was in that position that I was maybe had to fight, but I was staying spiritual, Salaki brothers. I was staying spiritual, when I come out here, I try to fast and stay spiritual, connected to the Spirit. And that brother saw, he had passed gone the other way. And then he had come this way again, and he said, hey, bring out the word. Bring out the word. And he passed that way, and I said, hey, I'll take it with a grain of salt. I don't know if he knows. But he came back. He brought me cold water. And he said, I saw you surrounded, because I was like, okay, if I'm going to have to get down, I'm going to have to get down, because, you know, these people, they're dirty out here, man. They do you dirty. You turn around, they hit you in the back. So I was looking at the camera, see what the guy wanted. He's like, oh, give me your pen. Give me this, give me that. I'm like, yo, I need this, bro, you know? If I had two, I would give you one. But then he wanted to take my sign, so I had to step on him, you know? And I proclaimed the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and the guy was just saying gibberish, you know, the demon that he's got on him. You know? So, hey, would that brother be an angel? Could be, brother. He said his name is Gabriel, man. And that's a beautiful thing, bro. That brother came and saw, and he's a Gadite. He's one of the special forces of Israel, bro.